What's up, guys? Lewin here at GarageBand and Beyond for episode 1 of season 3 of Guitar Week, sponsored by Recording King Guitars. I really hope that you can tell that the smile on my face is genuine. I've been sitting here playing this guitar, well, for about an hour right now, but I've been playing it for the last few weeks, and it's been the big surprise, I'll say, out of the shipment that came from Recording King. This is an RP1 626, all solid construction, solid Engelmann spruce on the top, mahogany back and sides, African mahogany back and sides, solid, of course, nice little binding and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But primarily, this thing it's an amazing sounding guitar. I was really very surprised at how it sounded. When I was discussing Guitar Week with the guys at Recording King, like I said yesterday, I had gone through the website and the catalog and, looked at a bunch of guitars and made my list, and they made a list of guitars they wanted me to review, and this was one of the ones that was on the list, and I was sort of on the fence about it. I was like, I don't really know if I would, in my history, I've never really liked single O guitars. I've never played a good one, and that's what I discovered when I got this one in my hands. In the past, they were always just sort of sounded like boxes with strings, and just never invoked any sort of emotion out of me when I played them. They were just sort of like lifeless, I don't have that problem with this guitar at all. It has really been an honest pleasure to play this little guitar. It has a pretty interesting history too. This was designed by Eric Schoenberg. If you don't know who he is, he's an instrument builder and an instrument historian. And I mean, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. So he was the designer on this guitar, and the concept when he did design this was to build a really nice beginner guitar. Now, if you were a beginner, this would be a perfect guitar for any beginner, especially if you're a small person or a small child or something. It doesn't matter. If you're an adult, full-size person, small person, this would be a great guitar for anybody, just because it's a beautiful sounding instrument and it's well built and all those things. But yeah, I think it's if you were a beginner, you'd probably not really realize how good of a guitar you had until you became really good at the guitar and everybody started going, what kind of guitar is that? It sounds so good. You know what I mean? The other thing that I think is really nice about this guitar, especially if you're a finger picker, it has the sort of like the vintage V profile on the neck back here. So it fits your hand really nicely. There's no sort of, there's no like compensating for too little neck. Sometimes on my Martin HD28, when I'm finger picking, I feel like there's not enough neck in the back. That neck is a lot thinner than this neck. And I sometimes struggle, my hand just gets tired, and it's nice to have a big V profile. Just helps support your hand a little bit more when you're finger picking and doing delicate stuff that requires a lot of precision out of your playing. Of course, it's got Grover tuners on the back, open back tuners on the back. It's really, Grover tuners, those are the best of the best. Beautiful finish, and I'll say one thing, these are all hand rubbed. What their final finishing job is hand rubbed, and you can't really tell unless you put it in the light and like close one eye and look at it kind of a thing. But I like those sorts of handmade touches when you get a handmade guitar, a guitar that wasn't built in a big gigantic factory by a bunch of robots. I don't care what country it's in. A lot of guitars now are built by robots, and this is not one of those guitars. And you can tell, when you play a guitar like this that it's not, I don't know, it has a personality all on its own. With the pick, it's great. For picks. It doesn't have a pick guard on it, so be careful. Of course, you can always buy pick guards and stick them on. They're pretty easy. But, it's just a nice little guitar. And again, I'm going to keep harping on the price range of these guitars because it's crazy. What you're getting for the money, you're not going to find it on any other company. And I can say that honestly because I've been doing this for 33 years, playing the guitar for 33 years. I did music retail for 6 years. I've been to the NAMM show a bunch of times. I've been around. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of guitars. And what Recording King is doing is extremely special. And there's a very good reason that these guitars are something that I chose for Guitar Week, because I wanted to show you something cool that was special and inexpensive, because, that's a hard thing to find. Really hard thing to find in the guitar world. the RP1 626 is just, it's a great little guitar. If you're sort of like into Robert Johnson blues too, this would be a great guitar for you. It's very, this is very similar to the kind of guitars that he was playing back in the day. I'm not even going to pretend to like play some good Robert Johnson blues or anything, but if you like that sort of like old-timey guitar tone, this is very good at that. But also if you like sort of that woody, if you like really woody sounding guitars that are very well balanced, because you're a normal person and you want a normal balanced guitar sound, this does it. It totally does it. It's very comfortable to play. Besides the V profile on the neck, it's very comfortable to get around because of the smaller body size. I will say that. So ladies out there, if you have a hard time reaching over your dreadnoughts, which I know a lot of women have a problem reaching over their dreadnought guitars, smaller body guitars like this, or the triple O's or the double O's, those body styles work really well for women, and I always recommend those to my lady friends who are asking, what kind of guitar should I get? So anyway, this is just episode 1. And I don't know, I didn't know which guitar to start with, and I just picked this one up this morning, and it just feels like a good day for it. It's all snowy and cold outside here in Pennsylvania. Definitely check out the Recording King website. I'm going to leave a link for that below, recordingking.com. And of course, leave comments and be part of the conversation that I have every day with all of you guys here on GarageBand and Beyond, here in the Facebook page. We've been talking about this for a couple weeks. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow with a whole different guitar and a whole different song to play, I hope. And yeah, that's it. All right. See you tomorrow.